and just help us as we remember the life and the legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. We thank you for being here. We're going to ask our dignitaries to come and greet us. We have them listed on the program, and I'm hopeful that we have everybody listed. Honorable Bill Nelson, Kathy Castor, Pat Frank, and Dr. Rick Weinberg, if they would come in that order.
Well, Pastor Favorite, thank you again, and the whole Beulah Baptist family, for opening up your marvelous church for our interfaith service. And it is an honor to serve in the Congress with our great Senator Bill Nelson, and I wish him a safe journey back to Washington, and hope I see you there this week. This is a little strange for me to be up here as my pastor. Nicole Parton from Palmacia Presbyterian Church sits out there. Nicole, will you stand up, please? And let me just say what an honor it has been, what a privilege to serve this community for my first year in the United States Congress as a representative of this fantastic community where I grew up, and now I'm raising my children. And I can't help but think, Pastor, that maybe part of the reason that we had such a good year in our office and in this community, and Chloe Coney, my district director, can testify to this, is because we had our strategic planning meeting, our kickoff meeting here at Beulah Baptist 1 year ago. And I think that set us on the right fateful path to go up to Washington, D.C. and speak out for the issues that matter to this very diverse community. And there was some progress this year. The first increase in the minimum wage in more than a decade, a historic investment in college aid, an increase in the Pell Grant, and the slashing of student loan rates, and an investment, the largest investment in veterans health care in the history of the Veterans Administration. But I heard, you know, this morning we had a wonderful breakfast, Joyce, here at downtown, and our speaker was absolutely fantastic, Mr. Soares. But I had the honor to go over to St. Petersburg, and I heard a little bit about what their speaker said in St. Petersburg at their Dr. MLK Jr. breakfast this morning. And what touched me is she explained that on the African continent, oftentimes when you greet someone, you don't say, "How are you?" but you say, "How are the children?" How are the children? So I would like all of the young people and the students to stand up here today. If you're a student or a young person, thank you. Because what I hope we can do here tonight and the rest of the year until we join back together this time next year, is to remember to ask ourselves every day, how are the children? And to continue to speak up for their welfare, because there is no better reflection of a community than how we treat our young people and how we take care of them. And I can tell you, Pastor, we have a lot of work to do in Washington, D.C. We have a lot of work to do in Tallahassee, and we have a lot of work to do right here at home. We have to tackle the achievement gap. We have to make sure that every child who needs to see a doctor can see a doctor without having to resort to the emergency room for their health care. And we've got to ensure that families in this community have a safe and clean, affordable place to live, something that many of us take for granted, but many families in this community are struggling with right now. So let's recommit ourselves now to asking, how are the children in this wonderful community, and working together to make sure when we answer that question that we can say our children are fantastic, they're well educated, they're healthy and safe. Thank you. God bless.